Hello, Gigaschatten here, bringing you a video about a beginner's tutorial on economy. As you might know, there are some key elements in planets. One are factories, because they produce supplies. One are mines, because they produce like minerals, because you dig them out depending on the planet density, how much is inside the planet, and mega credits. Today's focus is on factories only. The question is now, so this is here turn 3, and I have a ship here and a planet which is not owned by me, and this turn I'm dropping like 90 supplies, 270 mega credits, and 109 clans. And next turn I'm going to build 90 factories on this planet. Okay. The question now is, what happens if I just drop 1 supply and 3 clans? How long will it take until this planet has reached 100 factories? And then the same thing. Or I could also just drop 4 supplies. It's the same thing, right? Because I can sell 3 supplies, get 3 mega credits, and the 1 supply which is left over and the 3 mega credits, I can build a factory. So the question is now, either if I drop 4 supplies on a planet or 1 supply and 3 mega credits, how many turns will it take until the planet has reached like 100 factories? Because you know, for most races, the cap is round about 100. You can have a little bit more than 100 factories, but normally it's 100 roundabout. For Cyborg, it's more. They can have over 300, so 300, 350 on average. But the normal player, with the amount of clans you have on planets, you normally reach about 100 factories. And why am I talking about this? Economy is very important. The supplies and factories are one of the basics of the economy. Okay, so regardless if there are natives on a planet or not, if you build factories, over time the factories will pay for themselves and return your investment. The question is now, again, just repeating it now for the last time, how many factories do I need to reach the 100 in how many turns? So for this, I have created an Excel sheet here, which you can see here. So let's have a look. What it says is we are going to focus on this table here first of all. So in turn 1, if you start with 1 factory on the planet, so in other words, next turn, I'm going to build 1 factory. You will, by the end of the turn, have 1 factory on the planet. And by next turn, you will produce 1 supply. Okay? So at the end of your turn, so 2 turns later, you will have 1 supply on the planet, period. Next turn, you still have 1 factory. Yeah? You are going to produce another 1 supply from that factory, and you will have 2 supplies on the planet. And so on and so on. So turn 3, you have 3 supplies, but now something interesting happens. In turn 4, you have actually 4 supplies on the planet. You can use these 4 supplies, sell 3 of them, and build 1 more factory, so that by the end of the turn, you will have 2 factories on the planet. And by the end of the turn, you have then 0 supplies left on the planet. So next turn, you don't start with 1 factory, but with 2. And now the cycle repeats, okay? So you produce again 2 supplies. Next turn, you produce another 2 supplies, but you use 4 of them to build a new factory. So by the end of the turn, all your supplies have been used up, but you have built a new factory. So next turn, you start with 3 factories. So you got the point, right? And if you do these calculations here thoroughly, and I have created here the respective formulas, some are very complicated, this one for using the supplies for building factories, right? However, if you do this, then you get a table, and you can directly see that if you start with one factory and you drop it on a planet, it takes 24 turns to get over 100 factories. And from now on, this is capped, right? You won't build more factories next turn, but you will accrue and save more and more supplies, which you can use for whatever you want. You can use it to build mines. You can use the supplies to repair ships. You can sell the supplies for mega credits and build torpedoes. You can use always 5 supplies to build 1 fighter, and on and on and on. Okay? And now we can continue with this table and ask ourselves, all right, thanks Giga, I understood. If I drop 1 factory or build 1 factory on the planet, fly away, the planet itself will take 24 turns to get over 100. But what happens if I drop 2 or build 2 factories at the beginning? So either 8 supplies, or I drop 2 supplies and 6 mega credits and build 2 factories. Well, pretty simple. It's not 100% accurate, because here in this table I also get into account what I had in the previous turn, but roughly, okay? What you do is you locate the number 2, go to the left, and then count again up the turns from here, right? Again, not 100% accurate, because you would need to start every turn with 0 supplies, but you get the point. By building 2 factories in the first turn, you only need 20 rounds to get to 100. And similarly, for 3, you get 18, and so on. So these are the figures here. So, and I mean, if you drop 100 supplies and 300 mega credits, and you build in turn 1 100 factories, then, since you have also invested 3 mega credits, the return on investment is 4 turns later, right? Because then, before you invested like 400 mega credits or 400 supplies, or 100 supplies and 300 mega credits, take it as you want, but 4 turns later, your investment has paid off. You are at 0, plus minus 0, and the 5th turn, you will get a return on investment. Okay? So, this is just a small aid for you to understand how your planets will build up. And again, I mean, look at this. If you start with 15 factories only, you more than half the time, like 10 turns later, this planet has reached 100 factories, and that's it. And you just invested 15 supplies plus 45 mega credits, or in total 60 supplies. Take it as you want. Yeah. And the 60 supplies will return their investment after time X. So it's not 100% return investment, because, you know, the stuff is being built, but it's like a machine which kind of expands on its own, right? So just take this for whatever you want, but know the figures and understand the more factories you build on a planet, the faster you will get the 100 max factories from there, and then your empire will grow steadily. Yeah. So, and you can perform this without natives, actually, right? You just drop 1 clan, 1 factory and 3 mega credits, or 4 supplies, as I said. Sorry, you build 1 factory by dropping 4 supplies, or dropping 1 supply and 3 mega credits, right? And or 2 supplies and 2 mega credits, doesn't matter. But you can then build 1 factory, and then the stuff will pay on its own. So every planet you visit, if possible, build a factory. Doesn't matter, even if it's just 1. The 1 factory will pay off, and this planet will slowly but steadily develop, right? And look also at the figures here. Until, I would say, like here, the growth is almost linear, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then from here onwards, there's a boost. Like, look at this. If you take 24 Let's take that line, 24. Then you just need, I think, 8. Yeah, again, just 8 turns to go from here, from 24 to over 100. Yeah. So the essence of this is every planet you visit, build at least one factory. The more factories you build, the faster you reach the 100 max cap factories per planet. And the more planets you do this, actually, the more income you will generate after time X, right? I mean, if you drop in the first turn 100 supplies and 300 mega credits, that planet will pay off for itself in 4 turns, and from there on it will produce factories for supplies for free. You can use them again to build. In 4 turns, you will then on turn 8 have 400 excess supplies. If you take them, you can build a second planet, again with 100 factories on it. And then the cycle repeats. So that's another sheet. I will do that as well. But that is how even your economy can skyrocket, even if you don't find any good natives. Right? I hope this helped you a little bit. And see you soon in another beginner tutorial. Thanks a lot for watching. Gigaschatten over and out.